I think most of us really want to make a difference in our communities, right? We see a problem, we come up with a solution, and we just feel this incredible drive to get things done. But here's the tricky part. What happens when that desire to help slowly turns into a need to control? That's what we're digging into today, this crucial and honestly really difficult discipline called civic humility. This question, this is really the heart of it all. It's like the ultimate test of character when we decide to get involved in civic life. Can you genuinely offer your help, your skills, your passion, without feeling that itch to manage the outcome? It sounds so simple on the surface, but man, it is one of the toughest challenges we face. So, first things first, let's totally redefine humility for a second. We need to throw out that old idea that it means being weak or passive. In this context, it's the exact opposite. Think of it as a powerhouse, a kind of disciplined strength. It's the ability to hold your own power in check, to serve without owning, and to contribute without conquering. This idea right here, it's the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. Okay, so if humility is this important superpower, why is it so ridiculously easy to slip into a mindset of control? Well, here's the thing. That urge to take control, it usually starts from a really good place, a deep, genuine desire to solve a problem the right way and make sure it actually gets done. And let's be honest, control is so tempting because it makes some very appealing promises, right? I mean, if you're in charge, you can pretty much predict how things will turn out. You're probably going to get faster results because you're not stuck debating every little detail, and you'll definitely have fewer disagreements if you're the one calling all the shots. On paper, it just looks way more efficient. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? That efficiency, that speed, that predictability, it is not free. There is always a hidden price tag attached when we choose to manage people instead of actually serving alongside them. Let's take a look at what that real cost is. So what are these hidden costs? Well, for starters, when you take control, you're basically signaling a lack of trust. You also risk chipping away at people's dignity by treating them like cogs in a machine instead of partners. And when that happens, guess what? People stop taking ownership because it's your project now, not theirs. And just like that, your meaningful act of service turns into just another management task. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It really gets to the core of the issue. So often, it isn't a lack of caring that dooms a project, it's a lack of respect for the very people being served. It's such a powerful reminder that good intentions alone are never, ever enough. Okay, so this leads us to a really important fork in the road. If control is the problem, what's the alternative? Well, it's not chaos or a lack of direction, it's just a different kind of direction. It's the huge difference between true leadership and simple control. Here it is, the fundamental split. Leadership is like an open hand. It invites people in asking for their skills, their wisdom, their participation. Control, on the other hand, is like a closed fist. It just demands that people get in line and comply with a plan that's already been made. You can hear the difference so clearly in the language, right? Leadership says things like, come alongside, let's learn together, and you have a voice here. It's all about collaboration. Control sounds more like, I know best, do it this way, and just trust me, don't question it. It's totally prescriptive and just shuts down any real conversation. Which one do you think builds a stronger community? And here's where it really matters, the long-term impact. This is where the two paths couldn't be more different. Real leadership builds up the skills and confidence, the capacity of a community, making them stronger long after you're gone. But control, it just creates a community that depends on an outside helper, which in the end actually makes them weaker. All right, so let's get real for a second and turn that lens back on ourselves. It's one thing to spot controlling behavior in other people, but it's a whole lot harder to see it in our own actions. So let's look at a few practical warning signs that maybe, just maybe, we're starting to slip. Do any of these sound a little familiar? That feeling of frustration when your perfect plan isn't being followed to the letter? Or that little flash of resentment when someone pushes back with a different idea? What about that moment you stop helping and you find yourself correcting instead? Or that quiet, nagging belief that if you step away, the whole thing will just fall apart? Now hold on. If any of that rang a bell, the goal here isn't to make you feel guilty. Not at all. Think of these as signals, not moral failures. They're like the check engine light on your car's dashboard, just telling you it's time to slow down, pull over for a minute, and reflect on your approach. And it really all boils down to this one kind of tricky question. Do you equate responsibility with authority? In other words, do you believe that to be responsible for something, you must have authority over it? See, true service often means taking full responsibility for your contribution while completely giving up authority over the final outcome. It's a tough distinction, but it's absolutely vital. Okay, so let's zoom all the way out now and look at the biggest picture. This isn't just about being more effective on one project or in one neighborhood. The practice of civic humility is actually essential for the long-term health of a free and vibrant society. And the core principle is just this: freedom is rooted in choice. So any help that truly strengthens a free society has to respect that. Help has to be an invitation, an offer that can be accepted or modified or even turned down. The moment help is imposed, it undermines the very dignity and freedom it claims to support. And this quote really brings it all home. The strength of our communities and our society as a whole, it doesn't come from top-down control, not even close. It's built from the ground up, through millions and millions of small, humble acts of service, where people come alongside one another as equals. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought, a question to take with you. As you think about the ways you want to contribute, what can you let go of? Is it the need to get the credit? Is it the need for your plan to be followed perfectly? Or maybe it's just the need to be in charge. What can you release to serve your community with greater humility and ultimately with far, far greater strength?